Hello YouTube and welcome to Turmoil in the Toybox. I'm your host Aaron Hauser, and today we're going to be reviewing the Kick-Ass 2 Series 1 set of figures from NECA. This includes Hit Girl, Kick-Ass, and the Motherfucker. I was able to order each of these figures off of Amazon.com for about 20 bucks each, about $60 altogether with free shipping, and I was really surprised at these figures. Honestly, for some reason when they said that they were going to release a Kick-Ass 2 series, I for some reason thought that they were going to be more or less along the same lines as the Mezco figures that were released back for the first film. And I was incredibly wrong. NECA added a ton of articulation, a ton of really nice detailing to these figures that just really kicked them up a notch. The Mezco figures had limited articulation to them. They were more pre-posed, kind of like older NECA figures and McFarlane figures used to be. But these guys are completely different. They come with several accessories for each of them, and like I said, a ton of detail. So it's really cool to finally be able to review these figures for you guys. Alright, we'll start by taking a look at Mindy McCready, aka Hit Girl. This figure definitely has the most accessories out of the set of figures. She comes with her staff/katana combo, detaches in the middle so she can hold it in both hands, or connects. It can be used as one blade like that. Pretty cool. Also comes with two separate hands that are made to hold these small handguns. Like that. Pretty simple. And then she also has these small throwing knives that come individually packed, and they all fit in this sort of hip holster on both of her legs. There's a total of 6. So I thought that was a really nice touch. They could have just molded them all on there, but it looks so much cooler to have them detachable like that. So the only other accessory really is this fabric cape. Black on the outside, kind of a purple silky thing on the inside. And then for the figure itself, has articulation in the ankles, double jointed in the knees. The hips, it can go forwards, backwards, and then in and out. Has articulation, sort of a mid-torso point there. Has articulation in the wrists, in the elbows, in the shoulders, and then the head is on a ball joint. Now, the face sculpt on this isn't the best. I think the one on the bloodied version of Carrie that's going to be coming out this fall probably looks more like the actress than this one does. The only thing really that I had a problem with in general with the face is the nostrils are really dark, which really makes the nose look funky, so wasn't a huge fan of that. I did like the kind of sneer on her lip there. That was kind of cool that they sculpted that in there. Big part of her personality. And then I really like the way they did the costume. Has this sort of shiny look to it. And then, of course, it's got the Hit Girl emblem there. These sort of pouches along her utility belt for ammo, stuff like that. And then does have holes on the feet for a display stand, like the one I have for this review. This is sold separately, did not come with the figure. So overall, some minor paint issues aside, I really did like this figure. Definitely worth the money and way better than the Mezco version that was released a couple years back. Way more articulation, and I really liked the way they did the cape. It was it's not too big, but at the same time, it's very easy to pose with the figure, and it doesn't get in the way too much, which is nice. So, and then the added articulation really is nice for kind of positioning the figure for display on a shelf or something like that. So, for display purposes, for the review anyways, I used a stand just because it has trouble standing up in the light box here, but doesn't normally need a stand for display, which is nice. So, but yeah, that's about it for Hit Girl. Up next, we've got Dave Lizewski, otherwise known as Kick-Ass. He comes with 2 alternate fists, which just pop out of the ball joints on the wrists. They fit in pretty nicely. And then he comes with his billy clubs, which can either go in his hands or can be displayed on his back in the holster there, like so. Figure has a lot of articulation as well. Has articulation in the ankles, double jointed in the knee in sort of an odd way. There's actually like a connection piece in the middle here that's not the same as the other two figures. So it doesn't bend back all the way, but it does give you that sort of double jointed effect. Flexible at the hips, forwards, backwards, in and out. Articulation in the middle of the waist there. Has articulation in the wrists, in the elbows, in the shoulders, and then the head is on a ball joint. Now the face sculpt on this one's a little bit better. Not too bad. The only thing I really had a problem with on the head sculpt is there's some sort of a paint bleeding on the side there. It looks like it's kind of coming off with a little elbow grease, which isn't too bad. But there's some kind of yellow up the top there that's kind of coming off the stripes on his mask. A little irritating, but nothing huge. Nothing a little effort couldn't get rid of. So, but other than that, really love this figure. They did a great job with the articulation. I loved how the clubs fit on his back nicely. And then the leg articulation, you can do a lot of really cool poses with this figure. And with the alternate hands, it makes it so you can kind of change things up a little bit, which is nice. So a couple different display options there. But overall, this is way better than the Mezco version, which I also have a review up for, the 12-inch version from Mezco. And I definitely encourage you to check it out, because this figure is, by and large, way better. It's got more definition to it, more articulation, more accessories, and the price is way better from what I can remember. I think the other one's going, the 12-inch version is going for about maybe $30 these days. I'm not sure what it is on Amazon, but overall I was really impressed with this figure. He does have a little trouble standing up. I'm not sure why. I think it's probably just because of the ankles, but if you kind of lean him forward like that, he will stand up by himself fine. So, yep, that's it for Kick-Ass. And last but certainly not least, we've got DAmico, formerly known as Red Mist, who becomes the Motherfucker, the leader of the Toxic Mega Cunts. Now, this figure is by far the best of the three. Has a real sort of S&M theme to him, but has a lot of really cool detailing to his costume and a lot of really nice articulation. Give you kind of a closer look at the costume here. He's got spikes up and down his shoulders there. Cape is pretty nice. He's got these sort of weird black feather things going on the top there. And then these small chains on his belt. Has a holster for the handguns. Goes right in there. Has articulation in his ankles, in the knees. This one is not double jointed, actually. Flexibility in the hips, forwards, backwards. Articulation in the waist. There's no mid-torso point here. He has articulation in the wrists, in the elbows, in the shoulders, and then the head is on a ball joint as well. Now, there's not a whole lot of range of motion for this figure, but overall, I really love the design. They did a great job capturing the costume and the look and detailing of his suit. The face sculpt isn't the best, but it's not bad by any stretch. I really liked how they did sort of the spike portions on the arms there. Was a very nice touch. The real thing that I really don't like on this figure, though, is the feathers. Now, I know it's part of the costume, but I don't think this just really, I think it could have been done better, honestly. Well, you got one that's kind of hanging off to the side here, and then the other two are just kind of flailing everywhere, so you kind of have to tuck them over like this so you can actually see his face without it just flipping all around there, so kind of a pain in the ass, but overall, really like this figure. I thought it was cool that they had the holsters on there. The belt looks cool, like that belt buckle. And then he too has the pegs on his feet, so you can put them on a display stand, which is nice. And yeah, really cool figure. I thought the cape was a cool touch as well. I really like, and I said this, it's the same with the Hit Girl cape, but I like that you can kind of position it easily. I like that they didn't do a sculpted cape, because I think that just would have made it more kind of back heavy. But I think the look of this figure is really well done. They did a great job capturing his suit and the weapons and everything. But yeah, really great job on this figure. Overall, I'm really excited to finally add this set to my collection. They did a great job with all the articulation and the detailing on these figures, and while the facial sculpts may not reflect the actors and actresses entirely, they did a great job for what they had to work with, and I'm really excited. I'm really excited to see the Series 2 set of figures from NECA for Kick-Ass 2, which will include Colonel Stars and Stripes, will include Kick-Ass with the Big Daddy armor that he gets later in the film, and then it'll also come with a alternate version of Hit Girl that will have the Mindy McCready head and then also the motorcycle helmet as an alternate head as well. So that'll be cool to look forward to. They announced those at Comic-Con recently, and I believe they're going to be due out later this fall, so keep an eye out for those. But as far as these guys go, that is about it for this review. If you have any questions about the figures, just leave them in the comments below, and check out some of my other reviews. As always, thanks for watching.